Last week, there was some excitement on social media about Myanmar, otherwise known as Burma, mainly around reports that the major town of Lashio in northern Shan State had fallen to ethnic resistance forces, primarily those of the MNDAA. According to that group, after 23 days of fighting, their forces had captured the town and hundreds of junta soldiers, with the MNDAA posting a number of pictures and videos of their troops in front of local landmarks. With a few days to pass, it seems we can now make a more measured assessment of what is going on. Lashio is an extremely important town which houses the junta's Northeast Regional Military Command, and this was also reported to have fallen into MNDAA hands, which would be a huge blow to the military that took power in a coup in 2021. It now seems that the city has not completely fallen to resistance forces, but the southern half is now in the hands of the MNDAA, as is the command post. Further reports state that the deputy commander of junta forces in the northeast, who was actually in control of the defence, has been killed, and the overall commander has retreated to the town of Muse on the Chinese border, presumably by air, as the rural areas in northern Shan State are basically now under the control of resistance groups. Reports continue to come in that further areas of Lashio have been taken, and footage shows that junta forces seem to have taken a number of casualties within the city, though fighting is apparently still continuing. A further development is that there are reports of WA troops of the UWSA now deploying in Lashio, something that the WA have confirmed. The WA are very vocally neutral in the ongoing civil war, and have been for years. They are also the most powerful militarily of the ethnic armed organisations, the EAOs, in Myanmar, and have in the last year taken control of areas taken from the junta by other EAOs, who have handed them over to the WA's control. The exact dynamic and planning here is pretty much opaque to us outsiders, but both the WA and the MNDAA, which is made up predominantly of Kokang Chinese, have strong links to the People's Republic of China across the border, and are known to be receiving weapons and support from them. The assumption is that they are also, to one extent or another, receiving directions from Beijing to protect China's extensive interests in Myanmar. The WA state that their presence in Lashio is simply to protect their office in the town, and a spokesman for the UWSA said that the WA security forces stationed in Lashio will not interfere, collaborate, or support any side involved in the clashes. The WA region hopes for peace in Lashio and throughout the country as soon as possible. The WA further added that they had communicated with the junta government that their troops were in the town, something that has been done before when the UWSA have taken control of captured territory so that the junta don't immediately obliterate the place with airstrikes. Yes, the WA are powerful enough that even the Burman military doesn't want to provoke them. Of course, with the UWSA forces acting as notionally neutral peacekeepers, that frees up the MNDAA and their allies to continue to mount assaults on the remaining junta strongholds, which seems to be what's occurring currently. Further news from northern Shan State is that the Taung National Liberation Army, the TNLA, has taken the town of Mogok, about 200 kilometres north of Mandalay, which is Myanmar's second biggest city. Mogok, by contrast, is a mid-sized mountain town, which wouldn't be all that significant, except that it produces the finest quality rubies in the world. Any long-term observer of the Burma Civil War will be able to tell you that it has for a long time revolved around control of valuable commodities: gold, jade, gas, oil, teak, rare earth minerals, and gemstones. Oh, and drugs for some of them. The loss of Mogok and the mines there will be another blow to the budget of the Myanmar army, and to the personal wealth of its generals who, if you didn't know already, are essentially very well-armed gangsters. In other parts of the country, fighting is largely bogged down by the heavy rains, which will likely go on to September at least, probably well into October. And this is bad news for the Karen National Liberation Army's attempt to seize complete control of the town of Papun in eastern Myanmar. After early successes in April, the Karen have gotten bogged down in a siege on the remaining junta strongpoints, which are able to be supplied by airdrops from Burma Air Force Y-8 transports due to the Karen's complete lack of anti-aircraft weapons. If you want to know more about this conflict, I have a whole bunch of videos on it, some of which are coming up now, so be sure to check them out. Have a good one, folks. Catch you next time.